What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Alan saying the place to be. Happy Saturday, y'all. This is my Saturday show for week 3. What's going on? Y'all good? Y'all good? Y'all know what to do. Follow Al You Bugging on Twitter and Instagram at Al You Bugging. That's again at Al underscore you underscore bugging. Yo. So we're gonna go ahead and break down some Saturday games, some Sunday games. Let's talk about Thursday real quick though. Oh my gosh. That blowout on Thursday. San Francisco 49ers beat the Giants 30-12. This was Brock Purdy's first 300-yard game as a pro. And he went for 310 yards and 2 TDs. Christian McCaffrey scores again. Every single time he's been in the 49er uniform, he's gotten a touchdown. Every single game he's played. He added 85 yards again to the top. He came in the league, came into the game as the league leading rusher. He added 85 yards to that game, for that game. Receiver Debo. Debo got out on the Giants. He went off. Debo got banged up, but he had 6 catches, 129 yards, and a touchdown. And shout out to the offense and Kittle and all of them, because Kittle definitely played well as well. Kittle had 7 catches for 90 yards. He didn't score, but he had 7 catches and 90 yards. And this is without Brian and Ayuk that they did this type of damage. And again, on the other side of the ball, that defense didn't let Daniel Jones get comfortable at all. At all. Daniel Jones only had 137 yards and an interception. Matt Breida had 17 yards and a touchdown. Slayton led the receivers with 32 yards. So I don't know what's going on in New York. If you remove them 2 quarters that they played the second half against Arizona, they scored 12 points in 8 quarters of football. Now they're playing against 2 of the top defenses in the league. I get that. But 12 points in 8 quarters, and his head coach is the reigning coach of the year, one of the premier offensive coordinators in the league. And you got Wink Martindale. And this defense has only gotten 2 sacks all year. 2. And that came on Thursday night. Kayvon Thibodeau got a sack, his first sack of the season. And you got the names of who's there. Leonard Williams and DJ Davidson. Both of them combined for a sack. That's 2 sacks in 3 games. I don't know what's going on with New York, but bruh, the Giants, both New York teams came in with a lot of hype, a lot of pressure, a lot of this and that. Neither one of them are living up. Now, we understand Jets got hurt, and, Aaron Rodgers not playing definitely changes the expectations of the Jets. But Zach Wilson was a number 2 pick in this league. He was a number 2 pick in this league. I mean, y'all got to give me a little bit more what y'all giving me on offense. The defense, top notch, but they can't play all day and stay top notch all day if y'all not moving the ball on the offense. And like I said, the Giants, 12 points in 8 quarters. 12 points in 10 quarters. Well, yeah, 12 points in 8 quarters if you move the game against the Cardinals, who may or may not be tanking. 12 points in 8 quarters. Crazy. If you look at the first half against the Cardinals, they didn't score that many points then either. They didn't score any points there. So, yeah, 12 points in 10 quarters of football. If you remove that second half where they went off against the Cardinals. You paid $40 million to Danny Jones. He gotta move the ball. he got to get something going. Kayvon Thibodeau had an amazing defensive rookie of the year type of year. He didn't win a defensive rookie of the year. Of course, that was Sauce. I hats off to Sauce. I mean, Sauce is amazing. But Thibodeau, after his suspension, came on last year. And he's got 1 year, 1 sack this year so far in 3 games. I don't know what's going on over there in New York, but bruh, y'all gotta get that together. I'm not going to dwell too much on Thursday night game because that, like I predicted on Tuesday when we was here, that's going to be a blowout, and it was a blowout again. So, like I said, it's supposed to be a blowout, and it was. So I'm not going to dwell too much on it. But let's get to week 3 of the NFL season. Let's get to week 3 of NFL season, y'all. First off, let's stop at college real quick. So 19th ranked Colorado going against the 10th ranked Oregon Ducks. Bo Nix, Troy Franklin. Colorado has been giving up a lot of points. They can be got in their defense, but Shador's gonna have to go out there and prove it without Travis Hunter. So I look for a very heavy uptick in Jimmy Horn's targets and production this week going against Oregon. Jimmy's had a couple of drops. Dion had to talk to him, but he had the game-winning or game-tying touchdown before they went to overtime. And that was a big play. And, Jimmy Horn Jr., we're going to need you this week if Colorado is to pull an upset against Oregon. Also, a top 25 play, 13th ranked Alabama and 15th ranked Ole Miss. They play at 3:30. Jalen Milroe, who was benched last week, he's starting this week. He's probably starting for the foreseeable future. Malik Benson was brought in for Alabama to go ahead and take over as, that speedy wide receiver. Think of John Mechie, think of Devontae Smith, think of, speed when you think of Alabama and the SEC receivers. He hasn't gotten that much of an opportunity so far this year, but Malik Benson is definitely one of those speedy guys for Alabama that should get some time and get some play and, make his name known. Number 11, Utah playing against 22 ranked UCLA. Utah got one of the best ranked pass rush defenses in the league. UCLA is a top 5 rushing attack. So this game is a matchup of the styles. Hopefully Utah get to see that quarterback Cam Rising play this week. And UCLA, Jay Michael already got 2 TDs this season for the Bruins. So, they can air it out some. And, I'm looking at him to see what he can get done this week. Number 14, Oregon State versus 21st ranked Washington State. Oregon State is led by DJU. Do not make me pronounce that man's name, but he transferred over from Clemson. And their running back, Damian Martinez, is pretty good. Washington State quarterback Cameron Ward has been playing well this season. So, you got 2 top-ranked quarterbacks playing against each other. And Penn State versus Iowa, 2 top tight end prospects playing against each other. Eric All for Iowa and Theo Johnson for Penn State. They 2 of the best tight ends that's supposed to be coming out of this draft in April. So we're going to go ahead and look at them and see how they do. Number 6 ranked Ohio State and number 9 ranked Notre Dame playing today. This weekend, like I said, we start getting into conference play. We start getting into some top 25 matchups that actually really count. They're not going off of last season. They're going off of this season. So some good games that's going to be played this week and coming up. So I'm going to start talking about college football a little bit more on the program. But like I said, Ohio State got the best wide receiver in the country. Marvin Harrison is as good as advertised. I know you Colts fans may remember that name if you don't know college. Marvin Harrison, the former Colt wide receiver, Hall of Famer. His son in Ohio State is trending that way. He's an amazing college player, amazing speed, great routes. He's probably going to be called in the top 5. So if your team sucks this year and you got a top 5, you don't need a quarterback, chances are y'all in the sweepstakes for Marvin Harrison Jr. So they're going to go ahead and put on the show. All right. So that's enough for the NFL. How did that happen? All right, y'all. Let's get into these week 3 picks, man. Week 3. Hang on 1 second. Let me add this to the show. Remove me. All right, y'all. Week 3 picks, man. Let's go. Let's start with the upset alerts on week 3. Get this full screen. Upset alert, upset alert, alert, alert. Philadelphia Eagles. Let's start there. First things first, the NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles has had some adjustments. They got 2 brand new coordinators coming into this team after losing both of their coordinators after the Super Bowl. They 2-0, but you go ahead and put that up against the 2-0 hot start of Tampa Bay defense. Baker Mayfield hasn't turned the ball over yet this season. Bradbury was in concussion protocol, but he practiced yesterday, so he should be good to go. Like I said, with the upset alert, don't mean they're gonna lose, but they definitely need Bradbury and Slay against this Bucks team with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin's. Definitely go ahead and look at that Monday night matchup. Next team that's on alert, Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns is on alert this week. They're going up against the Titans. They both have 1 win. The season's early, but the Browns just lost their starting running back, Nick Chubb. He was 4th in rushing, and Deshaun Watson has yet to look impressive this season. Defense for the Browns really strong, but they got 230 million reasons why Deshaun Watson needs to step it up and lead this team. They going up against a hot team and just came back on the Chargers defense. It's not that tough to do. Chargers ain't really playing no defense, but it was an emotional overtime game. They came back, so I got the former coach of the year, Vrabel. Go ahead, have them locked in to keep pace with the Jags and Colts. That top of the AFC South is all 1-1. So Ryan Tannehill was terrible in week 1. Had 3 interceptions, no touchdowns, and then bounced back last game against the Chargers. Again, that's a get right game against that defense. But Derrick Henry hasn't broken 100 yards rushing this year. So if Deshaun Watson struggles and that offense is not getting a lot of chances, it's going to come to a battle of attrition if you got to keep stopping Derrick Henry. Who wants to keep going up against him every week? Who wants to keep going up against him every day? Last upset pick I'm going with is the Rams earning their stripes against the Bengals this week. The other Monday night matchup, the Rams and the Bengals played. The Rams played amazing against the 49ers defense. Again, that's top 2 defense in the league, and they played amazing in the first half against them. Bengals haven't been one of the best defenses this season, and now their offense might be without, their quarterback, Joe Burrow. He may or may not play with this calf injury. Jamar Chase hasn't had a game yet this season. That's a Jamar Chase game. He hasn't even had a touchdown this year. Only got 10 catches on 2 games. So if the Rams start off hot the way they did against the 49ers last week, it might be too much for the Bengals to come back from, or enough for that defense to stop. So the Bengals, y'all 0-2. Y'all can't go 0-3 and have, like I said, the Browns win or the Ravens at the top of the division undefeated. They go 3-0, y'all go 0-3. That's a hell of an uphill climb. All right, John. So those are the upsets this week. Let me just go ahead and talk about the rest of these games. The Lions is taking on the Falcons. The Falcons team definitely running their way to the top of the NFC South with the Saints and the Buccaneers. All three of those teams are 2-0. Speaking of the Saints, they throw a party in NOLA. The Saints are going up against the Packers. First year starting Jordan Love's not a rookie, but it's his first year starting Jordan Love. He looked shaky last week. So the Packers and the Saints are playing. I'm going with the Saints to win. The Dolphins are playing the Broncos. Definitely going with the Dolphins in this one. But I think this game is going to be a bounce back for Rush. He looked good first half of last week. So this week he probably can go ahead and get this, keep it close again. I don't think they're going to win. I think the Dolphins got this one. The Vikings going up against the Chargers. I think the Vikings try to right their ship this week. And both of these teams are 0-2, but I think the Vikings, if they can limit their turnovers against this defense, I got a feeling that they'll go ahead and get this win. They go 1-2, and the Chargers go down to 0-3. This Patriots and the Jets play. Patriots defense can stop Zach Wilson. The Jets defense can stop Mac Jones. So this game is going to be very interesting. The Patriots have won the last 17 matchups. So with a flip of a coin, I'm picking the Patriots in this one. In a very close game. Buffalo is going to Rome and Washington. It's going to be a very ugly game with this storm that's coming through the area. But I got Buffalo winning this one and giving the Commanders their first loss. The Jaguars is taking on the Texans. I got the Jaguars winning that one. CJ Stroud has played the best out of the rookie quarterbacks, and he will be the only one of the 3 first-round rookie quarterbacks that's going to actually play this week, as Anthony Richardson is out and Bryce Young both have been ruled out with concussions and injuries. But I got the Jaguars winning this one. The Seahawks and the Panthers. Again, Panthers are without Bryce Young, so Andy Dalton gets to start here. The Seahawks have been very impressive so far this year, so I got the Seahawks winning this one. The Chiefs taking on the Bears. Justin Fields has had an issue with breaking down defenses so far this year. Is holding the ball a little bit too much in the pocket. The Chiefs have Chris Jones back playing, and the Chiefs surprisingly have been one of the best defenses this year. I know they did lose the first game to the Lions, but last week Trevor Lawrence didn't get any touchdowns, and they got to the red zone a couple of times, and they held them out of the end zone. So I definitely got the Chiefs beating the Bears on this one. And speaking of games that's over at halftime, Lord have mercy, if the Cowboys get another easy game, I'm going to scream. Cowboys are going to Rome and Arizona. Go ahead, take that one out easy. And Sunday night, you have the Buccaneers playing. I'm sorry, you have the Raiders. Excuse me. You have the Raiders playing against the Steelers for an old 1970s style matchup. And call me crazy, call me a hater, whatever you need to do. I got the Raiders winning that one for no reason other than the Steelers has not looked well offensively this year. Their defense looks amazing. I still have the Raiders winning this one. And the last game of the week, well, I'm going to talk about this a little bit more. The Ravens are going to go over the Colts, the young Colts. Again, they are without Anthony Richardson, so Gunnar Minshew gets the start this week. So let me go ahead and break down this game real quick. Hold on, y'all. Come back. All right, y'all. Welcome to the show. But again, the Baltimore takes on Indy at the bank. This game. There we go. The Ravens are hosting, and they can go 3-0. I think they go 3-0. Not just being a homer, but again, the Colts are without their starting quarterback. And this game, again, with the rain and stuff coming through, might be a rainy, sloppy game, depending on how bad the storm is coming. Now, the Colts have a chance. The Ravens are without almost a third of their starters for this game. Offensive line is missing Ronnie Stanley and Tyler Lindenbaum. They both won't play. Odell Beckham misses his first game of the year. Justice Hill has a turf toe injury, I think it is. We already know J.K. won't be in the backfield again this year for the Ravens. So we going with Gus, with Melvin Gordon off the practice squad, backing him up, and we signed Kenyon Drake as well. So that's just the offense and what they're missing. Now, defensively, Marlon Humphrey haven't practiced or played yet in a month. So he's out, of course. Odafe Owe is not playing. So they're going to have to get a pass rusher for Odafe this week. And starter safety Marcus Williams is still out. So that's about 7, almost 8 players that's like starters or key, heavily involved players that's already out, missing games. So I don't think these injuries are going to have that big of an effect to the Ravens. I said if Rock Sin is back, ready to step up into the fold more, since we just lost Darius Washington and put him on IR. Geno Stone filled in well in Marcus's absence. So on the back end, if these two guys step up, I think they definitely will be able to handle it. Clowney has generated a great pass rush, so I'm not really concerned about missing Daffy. The Colts might be without Quentin Nelson. They definitely will be without Ryan Kelly. So I expect the rush from the interior with Matabike and Travis Jones to actually get home this week. And it could be without, they starting corner. They are the 4th ranked of passing yards as far as the worst. They're giving up the 4th most passing yards this year. So Lamar, go ahead, carve them up like, he did Monday night a couple years back. I look for a big game out of Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers. I think both of them going to go off. Of course, Mark did what Mark did. The only hope, if they can control the power run game, because that's the bread and butter of the Ravens is the power run. They got Shaq Leonard and them boys can definitely try to stop the run. Boye Mafe, all those dudes can stop the run a little bit. But, once we got to start airing it out, I think, Lamar can go ahead and air it out. He's getting more comfortable with Zay, with Nelly. Him and Mark Andrews is second in the league to Pat and Kelsey, as far as their timing. So they got that. I said, if I had to give a score for this game, I think they still scored at 25, 26 per game point average. So let's say 27-18, 27-17 for this game. I'm taking the Ravens on that. So that's That's our show. My show for the day. I'm watching some college football. But again, follow Al U Buggin on Twitter and Instagram at Al_U_Buggin on Twitter, or excuse me, X and Instagram. Be blessed, be productive, be more. We love you. Enjoy some football. We out.